So I thought I'd do a update video here now that it's mid-spring, April 20th, I believe today is, of the garden and what's happening. I know many of you have asked for updates as to some of the hybrid palms, so I'll show you some of those as well. So this is the front bank of our property. Generally we grow grasses and lavender and euphorbia, and also have a variety of yuccas here and agaves, which I put out for the better weather of the year. Otherwise they're stored in the greenhouse. So this is a Chamaerops cerifera. As you can see, it's very much alive and it is pushing on new growth. So I had this one wrapped up during the cold spell where it got down to minus 11.3 degrees Celsius. If I didn't wrap it, it would probably be damaged or dead. Some Yucca gloriosas there. There's a Rostrata that's coming back. I saved that one from a nursery, so that's why it looks kind of crappy. Some agaves there. Another few yuccas back there, one that has a trunk. That's a blue century in front, a rigida. This is a Rostrata I picked up recently. Nice larger one, just starting to form a trunk. Some color guard yuccas there. There's some magenta yuccas. It's a needle palm right here that's doing pretty good. Also pushing out some new growth. I did not protect that one during the cold spell. So needle palms are fairly hardy. This is one of my Trachycarpus fortunei, one of the bigger ones. I had to cut it back quite a bit because it had a lot of damage, broken fronds because of the snow load. We had very heavy snow this winter. So it looks like crap right now, but it is pushing on new growth, so that's good. I did not protect that one either for the duration of the cold spell. I had to replant my phormiums because the cold spell knocked them out despite wrapping them, which was fortunate. So a collection of some rhododendrons here, which I like to collect as well. If we go to the other side of the driveway here, so a collection of yuccas here. These are bright edge yuccas, and that's a regular gloriosa, which they are trunking. Here's a sable minor palm, which I'm pretty sure is on its way out. I bought it last year and it had spear pull early part of fall, which wasn't a good sign, and there's nothing pushing out of there, so I'm pretty sure this one is toast and was probably damaged at the nursery before I even got it. There's the Yucca Blue Century. This is my Cordyline indivisa, which I had to cut back all the damaged leaves from the winter, but as you can see, it's pushing out some nice new leaves now. I did protect that one from the cold. This is the Yucca Glauca, I believe. It's very cold hardy. Doesn't love the wet, but as you can see, it's doing okay. This is a new addition to the garden, a sable minor palm. This one's about 7 years old. Got this from a colleague. Just starting to have divided leaflets. So it takes a while for these guys to have fully formed fronds. Another champion of a plant here in the garden, this large Yucca Rostrata. This has about 1.5 foot of trunk, and I'm letting it skirt out, and this was completely unprotected during the winter. Another young sable minor palm here. That's a razorback palm I got from a grower in Salt Spring Island. Neo Mexicana agave. This one's deadly. Look at the spines on this guy. Another blue century yucca. This is the eucalyptus. Pulsiflora, I believe, or Nymphophila. I can't quite recall, but very, very cold hardy. Way more cold hardy than Gunnii. More color guard yuccas. This is a phormium that is pretty damaged but not dead. Then my evergreen magnolia. This is a K. Paris. Unfortunately, it snapped in half during the snow event, but it will branch from that point and hopefully get a little more dense, which would be nice. The other side of the driveway here, I have a variegated laurel I put in. That should be an interesting plant to grow. It's Fregesia robusta. Bamboo. There's a bunch of ferns in here and grasses. Mugo pine, and also some red stem bamboo. Really like the bamboo. It adds to the tropical look of the garden. And here in the lawn area, have a pineapple guava, which defoliated due to the cold, but it does have some new leaves coming out, so we'll see how that bounces back. My bananas are slowly popping out of the ground. This is Musa Baju hardy fiber banana. Very slow this year because we've had a coolish spring. Temperatures overnight not much more than 5 to 6 degrees Celsius, which is really not enough for that bamboo to pop yet. This is just the front bed where we usually have grasses and lavenders and rosemary growing. Gets a lot of sun here. It's Korean fir. It's pretty cool. You can see the pine cones, pretty neat. Saw some rhodos here in front of my other large trachea. Same thing, I had to cut back a lot of the fronds because they were snapped in the snow. Camofatsia. So these are all newly planted or transplanted from other areas. So my Schlafera taiwaniana took a hit, defoliated completely. The top kind of rotted a bit, but as you can see, it's bouncing back. It's got tons of new growth coming back even farther down the trunk, which is exciting. And hopefully that will recover fully. So here's one of the hybrid palms. This is a Trachycarpus wagnerianus crossed with the Princeps. So it's got, right now it's kind of wet, so you can't see it, but it's got nice white undersides. And it's a vigorous grower, so I'm hoping this guy will like the spot. It's fairly sunny here. This is a T-Rex, and as you can see, the main growth of the Tetrapanax went spongy near the top. I had it wrapped, but I didn't have any extra heat on it. But it is popping out from the side here, and it also has runners and pops all the way over here. So you can't really get rid of this plant even if you tried. So I'm going to be digging those pups up and potting them up, and then this guy will probably grow to a nice big plant this year. Just some more ornamentals here, some rhodos, magnolias. I put in this olive tree over here. I have several olives in the garden and they do really well. Working the way back around the yard here. I also redid my lawn this year. I raked it, power raked it, and put tons of soil and reseeded it. So that's why it kind of looks crappy right now. But in the long run, it will look good. Here's my Jubea chilensis, doing very well. Protected this one during the winter, during the coldest parts. Had some old school Christmas lights on it for heat, and I wrapped it. And as you can see, there's a nice big spear coming back up. All the fronds are green. So if you really love your palms and it gets really cold, protect them because it's worth it. Okay, let me show you the stuff on the deck. This stuff on the deck, this is a Tricarpus fortunei in a pot. This was out all winter on my deck under the eaves. Sago palm, or cycad, Cycas revoluta, also out all winter on my deck. The only time I brought it into the greenhouse was when it was at almost the minus 12. So Australian tree fern. I just brought that out from the greenhouse. This is another Camerups rufra. Got this one as a young plant from a grower. As you can see, the nice glaucous color coming out. Another Korean fir. This is Wagnerianus. In a pot. I'm gonna have to do something with this one because the pot's getting a little tight for it. What else can I show you guys? So this is another one of those hybrid palms. This is, oh sorry, this is a pure Princeps, this one. This is a pure Princeps, and again it's wet right now so you can't really see the glaucous undersides, but they are very pretty, the Princeps, and they're much slower growing than the rest of the Trachycarpus that I have. There's another Jubea chilensis here, young one I grew from a young plant. Brahea armata. This one's been out all winter under the eaves here on the deck. I protected it only during that cold spell. And a queen palm, also out all winter, only protected during the cold spell. Some bamboo here for privacy, and I'm potted up some beautiful maples here in some pots. Buddy got me recently into maples, so now I'm addicted to maples in addition to every other plant out there. These beautiful maples, look at those. Okay, let's work our way towards the back. So in this planter here, last year I had a Trachycarpus Manipur. Unfortunately, it got severe cold damage and I don't know if it's gonna pull through. So in its place, I put this Tasmanian tree fern, Dicksonia antarctica, ready with a nice trunk on it. I also took out my Brugmansias from the greenhouse. This is an angel trumpet flower. So I actually have 3 big ones. I'll show you the third later. So they're out here in the sun. They like it every year. They bloom beautifully and they smell amazing. I got my avocados here. These are cold hardy avocados. They're also outside most of the year. The only time I bring them into the greenhouse is if it gets below 0 Celsius. Although they are probably good down to about -3 to -5 Celsius. And they are about to bloom for me too, which is exciting. Some Italian cypress here. I have to figure out where to plant those guys. It's my big timber bamboo. Also, a few of those guys snapped in the snow load this winter, which really sucked. It's my agave collection. I brought this out yesterday from the greenhouse because it was very warm and sunny, and then it rained overnight, so I'm sure they won't mind a night of rain. Probably pretty refreshing for them. So there's the greenhouse. These are guavas, strawberry guava and pineapple, or not pineapple guava, strawberry guava and lemon guava. Don't know if you guys grow these. They're kind of tasty, seedy but tasty. Again, those are in the greenhouse most of the year, although they are cold hardy, these ones. Even below 0 Celsius, they'll be fine. Not much to show in the greenhouse, but I'll show you anyways. Got my citrus in here. Citrus are blooming away. My orchid cactus are about to bloom. Got some tomatoes and peppers and other types of vegetables growing here from seed, which we'll plant out when it warms up. Some hot peppers here. It's the greenhouse. Some bamboo here, black bamboo. These are the beds where we grow our vegetables. There's some olive trees back there, which all do well in the ground despite the cold winters. They're hardy. There's another magnolia that's snapped in half, unfortunately, this winter. Got a lot of fruit trees back here. This is a pear tree. That's a big plum tree. We have 2 apples. This is our berry patch. We grow blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, currants, gooseberries. Does very well every summer. This is a very sunny spot. Just got some rhododendrons planted here. Excuse me. This is my maple collection. Planted out some maples here just for some privacy. This is all newly planted this spring. These are all rhododendrons. Some big leaves as well. These are all maples. I'll do a separate maple video one day and show you all these varieties I have. Really beautiful. More bamboo back there. Blue spruce. Another muga pine. Another big rhododendron. It's a bloodgood maple there. Another magnolia that's snapped in half. That's the problem with those magnolias, is they're evergreen, so they will hold the snow load, and it doesn't take much to snap them. Another big maple. Weeping maples here. Down the steps. It's a bit messy right now because we're just weeding the whole garden. So here's another hybrid Trachycarpus fortunei crossed with a princeps. I planted them out this year, so they're out of the pots, so the growth rate should really increase. It's a Schlifera delavei. Very, very cold resistant. No damage to it after this winter. Very happy with it. Some more rhododendrons. This is another plum tree. Another maple. This is a cherry. Big cherry tree. This is a crabapple tree. Look at the beautiful blooms on that one. And another plum tree over here. It's garlic growing. And then here in this covered overhang we have peaches. So that's a peach. I have pineapple guavas. It's a dwarf nectarine. Another pineapple guava. This is another peach. These produce fruit every year for us. And here's a peach I just picked up. Bulgarian white. Very hardy apparently. Doesn't get the leaf curl. But in general, these peaches don't get leaf curl just because of this overhang we have, so they don't get the wet on them in early spring. Very important if you're growing peaches. Yeah, so there's only one other palm I have to show you from the hybrid palms that people were asking about, and that's on the front bank. Let me bring you there. So this is the Trachycarpus nanus crossed with a fortunei. So it's planted out here on the bank close to my fortunei. I'm hoping it won't get very big. Even more of a dwarf palm because of the nanus. Then again, it's crossed with a fortunei, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's a quick update for you guys. If you have any questions, post below and I'll shoot it in a separate video. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day as usual.